whole lot of anxiety. Now, let's go to Dennis, our bad movie guy, for our bad movie of the week.
Thanks, Kelly. It's not uncommon to see biopics about famous presidents. After all, we have movies about Woodrow Wilson, the Founding Fathers, and way too many movies about Richard Nixon to count. It's especially common to see Oliver Stone make such films, as he redirected JFK in 1991 and Nixon in 1995. What makes W, released in 2008, what makes that movie so weird is that it was released while George W. Bush was still in office. I mean, come on, Oliver Stone. We know you like making biopics, and we know you love leaning left, but you couldn't wait a few years before you start bashing on Bush? Ugh, here's the trailer.
If I remember correctly, you didn't like the sporting goods job.
So what you want? Come on, baby.
Working in the investment firm wasn't for you either. Or the oil rig job. You didn't exactly finish up with flying colors in the Air National Guard, Junior. What are you cut out for? Partying, chasing tail, driving drunk?
I got it.
What do you think you are? A Kennedy? You're a Bush. Act like one. You want an ass whipping?
Try it, old man.
Go ahead, take a swing.
Hey, hold that!
And let's be honest, this movie is far more about making fun of George W. Bush, played well by Josh Brolin, than it is about anything else. Sure, there are moments where Stone does his very best to make it seem like a gripping piece of political drama, but even those moments are half-assed. Like, there's a scene where Bush and his staff are debating the pros and cons of invading Iraq, and Colin Powell, played by Jeffrey Wright, makes a well-stated logical case for waiting. It's nice, but then Bush pretty much says no as a result of parting from Dick Cheney and Karl Rove, who are both so evil they might as well both be played by Dr. Evil. In fact, that might be pretty funny. Go fuck yourself, Mr. Powers. Seriously though, I hated George W. Bush. I thought he was a shitty president, but making a movie like this goes far beyond the low-hanging fruit. I mean, how many times do we need to hear the word misunderestimated before it stops being funny? Or how many times do we need to see George W. Bush as the buffoon? We saw it on SNL over and over again. We saw it on those insipid ads for Frank TV not long ago. And then we saw it on not one, but two Comedy Central shows. That's My Bush and Little Bush. Yes, both of those were real. And the most upsetting thing about this film, though, is that because Stone was so eager to repeat those infamous Bush quotes that we've now memorized, he's told a story that wasn't finished yet. The film ends with Bush still in office, hitting the audience in the face with a metaphor that literally amounts to he took his eye off the ball. But I'm pretty sure Bush isn't in office anymore, so now we're blaming a different president for all of our country's problems. And I think that's part of the point that Stone missed. Time has told us that while Bush probably was a shitty president, and that's using the word probably quite loosely, the actual story is a little more complicated than that. But because this film was made nearly a full year before Bush left office, we don't get that message. Instead, we get something far, far simpler. Bush is an idiot. Ha ha ha.
Thanks for that, Dennis.
And thanks for tuning in to Behind the